The show. Jason Bryce, and of course, I'm Coach Marcus Bullock, coming to you on a little bit of a cooler Sunday morning. We got a lot to get into today. We're going to talk a little Phillies, going to talk a little Eagles, talk a little bit about this Jackie Robinson pin on Jay's hat. You can see it there. I like that, so I want to get into that a little bit. And of course, in a little bit, we are going to be joined by Coach Christian Karkik, who was the head coach of the Cherry Hill Senior League U.S. champions, who went all the way. Going to talk about that story, and is also a head coach over at Cherry Hill East High School baseball for the freshman team. But before we get into all that, Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. All's good. Not a whole lot going on. Winding down the summer here, unfortunately. As soon as it hit August, I was like, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. When the calendar turns to August, I feel for the two of you.
Yeah, it's like that. It's the A word.
That's right.
But no, other than that, all's good. Everything's going well.
Yeah, everything's going good. I know you said 2 weeks until
Latrell leaves on the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so next Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it?
I'm all right. Mixed emotions. I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. But then it's like, gonna miss him around the house.
Yeah.
Really miss his driving ability with his sister and his little brother. But not like, but seriously, like with that, like.
It's another
variable.
Right?
I'm like, wow, like
you can't be like, hey, go pick your sister up.
Yeah, like so now I got when I'm scheduling my stuff, I got like, wait, I can't just, So, but no, he's excited, so I'm excited for him. And he's not far away, so it's that's not good. Like
Yeah, it's good. That's good though that you're. Got both those emotions because sometimes people are like, I can't wait for my son to leave or daughter to leave. But
even when they say that, they're just saying that in the moment.
Yeah,
exactly. Any parent's going to be, sad. I mean, it's sad for the kid too. Don't think the kid's going to be all excited, like, yeah, let's party, whatever. Nah, he's going to have a little homesickness too, a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I went away to college, like there was like that excitement that all of a sudden you were like, oh crap. Like, it's real. Like when they left, and I was only down at Rowan, but when you're like, I got to take care of everything on my own. I got to.
Did you like cry a little bit?
Did I cry?
Yeah, from being homesick. It was sad or whatever.
I was sad. Yeah,
me too. We have transparent moments. I
was definitely sad. And I think I was like, okay, now,
Coach, what about you? Because you went a little further.
I was further. I didn't cry. I was definitely like. I think it hit me like. It hit me like the moment like when they left and you see the car pull away.
Right. You're like, damn, right.
All right. Now what?
You're sitting in the window, like,
yeah. And it was
on my own.
And for me, it was like, so my parents were very strict. Like we were having this conversation before we went on air, like about times and stuff like that. None of that was happening.
Okay.
So like my parents were really strict. So like when I got that freedom, it wasn't. I don't think I was like my initial wasn't sad. It was like freedom. But there are definitely moments where it was like, yeah, I just want to go home.
Right.
And like,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what's it's bad to say? I remember when I was like, I got to get and find my own food for every meal. Can't just go downstairs and see what's.
Yeah. I think for me, I think I was good with that because I didn't go right away. I went right from graduation to.
Yeah. Well, no, because I went to Camden County for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to.
So like for me, I had that. They call it a gap year now. So I had that gap year. But then when I did go away, I was sad, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. And it really hit me when it came time, like my stomach started churning. And I was like, yeah, I'm not home now. Cause now it's like you got one black bathroom for a whole floor.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody don't got the same habits that you got.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right. I remember. It's funny, the two guys that
and even to that, even if you don't have the same habits, though, it seems like those habits go out the door when you're in the public.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't care.
Somebody else will clean that up.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like ours was set up where there was like four guys shared one bathroom. It was like, so you had like one in the middle of the two rooms.
That's not bad.
That were joined.
You had nice stuff.
So that was
nice. Nice stuff.
Yeah, that was a nice setup. But I remember like my buddy who I'm like best friends with him then in college. Mm-hmm. First time I met him, he was like, man, get the F out of here. I got to take a shit.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow.
Wow, yeah, I'm saying whoa too.
Yeah.
I'm saying
apologize,
whoa too.
but either way.
That's right.
Either way.
He said, "Get the F,"
Right.
and then said it.
And then said it, right.
Yeah, I was
You know
like,
what I mean?
whoa. I know. Well, there's certain things you can say.
Right, yeah,
say,
true indeed.
But I remember looking at
I don't know if that was one of the ones. Okay. No, true indeed.
and I was like, I'm looking at this guy like, is he serious?
No.
And then I was like a little kid outside the door, like, are you done yet?
That's why I thank God that I've never, and I hope to never go to jail. Because that has to be like,
That's gotta be tough.
It's gotta be tough, yo.
Really took a turn here.
Yeah, you gotta watch. If you ever get a chance, you just scroll on YouTube. You gotta watch Mike Epps do MT Cribs version. Hilarious. Do you know who Mike Epps is?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. I did have a. I don't know why it was in my mind this morning.
I never know what's coming.
No, do you know about the Jay-Z Nas beef?
No.
Yeah, see,
I don't.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't think you did.
No.
So you don't know about the Takeover versus Ether.
No.
All right, we gotta put you on to that.
No.
That's what we gotta hook you out. It's all.
No, I appreciate
We gotta
that.
hook you out. No, I'm
Yeah.
serious. I mean, real talk. I was thinking this. I was like, I said, you know what?
Do you know about the Barbra Streisand Taylor Swift beef?
I don't even know if anybody knows about it.
Yeah, there is none.
I don't know if anybody knows about that one.
There is none. I just made that up.
But I'm saying that but really, I was thinking this morning. I said, you know what? Yo, I bet you Randy don't know about it.
No.
So we gotta put you on to that. Like that's critical. You know, hip hop's 50 years old.
50 years old.
You didn't know that either. That's all right.
I mean, if I
It's
would
okay.
if I would have said, like, you would have asked me like the birth date or how long it's been around, I probably would have said, 40, 50 years.
Right. See, you're coming from that angle. Right. I'm saying that you don't even realize that everybody's celebrating this. This is a celebration going on out here.
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So our algorithms are different.
Yeah.
We got to figure out how we merge those. We got to figure out how we merge because it hasn't come across none of your algorithms.
That's true. That's true.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Our algorithms are different.
But you didn't know about the Barbra Streisand and Taylor Swift beef?
I still don't think this is real.
No, that's not real.
Right, that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm. This it's amazing, this world and how we're going. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We're just getting on talking about
just
college
talking about random
and
right.
everything.
So college. You had it good actually. To be honest,
Yeah, that was a good set. I mean, that
we
was
had like a little suite.
That was
We had a suite bathroom.
Yeah.
We had a floor bathroom.
Yeah.
That's what I had. I had a floor bathroom.
Yeah.
No air conditioning. You had air conditioning?
Well, we had did I have air conditioner? No.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a wall. It might have been one of the.
See, you would remember if you were hot.
Yeah.
You would remember.
You're right.
Did you have AJC?
I was in New Hampshire.
Oh, so not.
Yeah, you were good.
No,
I remember.
Came from Boston, man. And at night, it's like fall, yo.
It's cold.
I love
cold.
it. I love it.
Yeah, it's like fall, man. Like you need a jacket. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool though. But I do like the vibe though. I do like the vibe.
You like Boston?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You know what's crazy is up there? It's like it gets fall, but there's sharks in the water. Like in the harbor.
Yeah. That's where they go. They go.
I just never expect sharks to be that north.
Oh no. Yeah, they travel.
I know. Yeah. There's an app you can like follow sharks.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by sharks though.
Yeah. Shark Week. It's Shark Week.
How do you follow them?
Yeah. There's because they've been able to like get them and
Oh, they track them.
track them.
and put,
So
like,
it'll show you like
pings on this.
yeah. So it is Shark Week actually. Yeah.
They got this movie. I think it's called Meg 2.
Megalodon.
Yeah. Meg 1 was pretty good, I think. And there was this other thing that's on Hulu or something. I just always like Jaws movies. I was always into Jaws.
That's why I don't go in the water, man.
Really? See, yeah. You didn't like Jaws though? Jaws? It's okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a need for a second one.
Oh. I liked it 3 and even 4. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like,
I follow them all. You know what I mean?
I didn't know there was that many.
Wow.
Yeah.
I put you on. Sure, our algorithms are different.
I'm surprised.
It's all good, man. We got to get better. You know what I mean?
Well, how are you doing though?
I'm okay. You know what? It's been a different. It's been a transformative summer. Let me just say that it's been very transformative. And I'm gearing up, man. You know what I'm saying? My son just turned 18, so that was a reflection of
What was it?
my son just turned 18?
Yeah, on the date.
Okay.
Was it the night?
I thought you said Naya. I'm sorry.
No.
Pardon me. I rushed to judgment. I apologize. No, yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So he turned 18. Good thing he didn't ask for nothing. Didn't ask for nothing because he knew he already got his gift already. You know what I'm saying? He got a car. So he didn't say like, yo, what am I getting on? He just took his car. It was a little scary. Took his car to Wildwood. It was like, oh, you're going to Wildwood? You're going to 18? And then you know what it is? It's something that happens to kids because it happened to me too. It's like something happens between the night you're 17 at like 10 o'clock to when you turn 18 in the morning. It's like the person shifts like, what are you asking me that for? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can see that bravado coming out.
Things
like,
drop a little.
Like, well, what are you asking me? Like, you know, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, listen, don't take this 18 thing too far here, okay?
You're an adult in the eyes of the world,
right,
and you're still my son.
You're still in the crib, though. You know what I'm saying? So now that's the next adventure to set yourself. If you want freedom costs, so let me just say this clear because I'm sure my son is listening. And if he's not, he goes back and listens. Freedom costs, and that cost has to be paid every day. Every day. So if you want freedom where you can pick and choose how you shake and move, then I think you need to up your income and figure out where you're going to survive at. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, congratulations, son. 18. It's an accomplishment. It's a milestone. It's to be celebrated. So other than that, I'm doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
Good.
Guest is on. So we got our guest on.
All right. Sounds good.
Right. Let me bring him in first.
Once again, we're going to be joined by Christian Karkeek.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I did this, but let me get him on. Let's see. Oh, I still got it though. But now I can't see. I'm a little more mind blind, mellow jelly now. I got to bring it back, but I can't see.
It's all right. We'll have him on in just a second here.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I got to find where you at. Sometimes these different screens. It don't help that I got like 18 windows up. Does anybody else do that too?
Yes, all the time.
I have so many.
Will you have so many windows?
And then when I started getting the doubles, like the 2 monitors at work,
right,
I would get lost. And
oh yeah, tell me about it. All right, so now I should be able to see. There we go. Okay. I just got to bring it back over here, but I can't seem to. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's over there. Oh, here we. Oh, duh. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it's been a minute since I.
Oh my god! All right, there we go. There we go. Hey, Coach, how you doing this morning?
You get all the unprofessionalism and everything. You know what I mean? It's all good.
How you guys?
I'm good. And once again, we're joined by Coach Christian Karkeek. Coach, we once again, congratulations on an amazing run there with the senior league team. Such a really cool story. I think what I want you to kind of get into is, with that is just kind of like the start of it. And a lot of people may not realize how, those tournaments start on such a local basis and you just keep building and building and building and how much of a run it really is. And obviously the investment that the kids and the families make into it also.
That's exactly it. We started the process back in maybe mid to late March, where we started kind of doing our recruiting a little bit. I'm the freshman coach over at Cherry Hill East, and so I kind of have a natural in with a lot of the boys who are this age bracket, and then our JV coach has some ins with Cherry Hill West as well. So we kind of started doing our recruiting and getting kids to sign up for the Little League program, the senior league program that's run through Little League, and it started build there. I had so many kids try out this year that I actually, for the first time ever, had to cut 6 kids who play high school baseball. So,
wow.
So we knew it was going to be a pretty good team. Obviously, we didn't know it was going to be, this good. But as we kept building it, you're right. We got to did a small districts, only 2 teams. We played Oakland, and we beat them relatively handily. And then moving on to sectionals, I kind of knew at that point we really beat up on the first team. It was Camden, but then we beat Monroe, which is normally a pretty decent team in the sectionals. The goal all along for a lot of the boys was to win a state championship. So we got up to states in Old Bridge, and faced some decent teams there. We got first game was against Point Pleasant, and we had to have a walk-off suicide squeeze / wild pitch to win that one.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then we went to work in the sections, and when we had to play Point Pleasant again, they didn't have the pitching at that point to really match up with us, and we mercy ruled them in the state championship. On to Bangor, Maine, which was a great experience. You're right, the dedication for the families, because by this point now it's starting to turn into real travel. And I also have a lot of travel team baseball players. So they're now recommitting to my team rather than leave for their travel teams. Mm-hmm. And that was a real credit to them, a real credit to the families, because again, they're putting down money and things like that for their travel teams. But now they started to see is that this was something special. This was a team that was special. It was a situation that was special. And no matter how many times you do this again, you may not get there. You might have great teams, and you just might not get there. And that's just baseball. You guys probably know that. I mean, it's just, bad bounce, run into a great pitcher, your bats go silent at the wrong time, and you may never get that opportunity again. We go up to Bangor, Maine, and we face off against Maryland to start. And we were slow. We started slow in that game. And I think the teams up there need to really balance their pitching out. So they pulled their ace pitcher, and we went to work on their numbers 2 and 3 and won that game 8-3. We faced off against Rhode Island next. They kind of did a lot of the same stuff. Had a really good pitcher who they pulled out too early, and then we hammered them as well. We finally ran into our first game where we had some adversity. We played against Pennsylvania, very good squad from Warriors Run, Pennsylvania, and they knocked us off 7-4, and we lost our star shortstop to a bad hop who took off the face, blood all over the shortstop area, and ended up going to the ER. We lost. It felt like the mojo for the whole tournament had just kind of left the building that Saturday, and the next morning I wake up and I had my ace pitcher, Austin Haney, comes to me and he says, we still have him ready to pitch, and now we're in elimination games. And he says, Coach, I don't think I should pitch today. And my first thought to this kid was, are you crazy? We're ready to go home now, and you're trying to tell me you don't think you should pitch. And he says, Coach, when we watched Pennsylvania yesterday, we have another guy, Brody Goldfarb, one of the younger guys on the team, left-handed pitcher, delivers a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of potential, but he's just not quite there yet. He might be our Austin next year. And he said, but Brody exposed them that they couldn't hit off-speed pitching, and if I pitch against them, I'm going to beat them. He goes, but we can beat this Rhode Island team with Cole Haddock. And then I was like, listen, if that's going to be our decision, that's got to be a team decision. And I tell this story for reasons, because this is kind of how I coach. I try to really communicate with the boys. I try to really empower them to make some of the decisions around the team, that it's our team. It's not the coach's team. Obviously I have to make decisions at some point or another, but I do want them to be involved. These are young men. They're gonna, in 3-4 years, they're gonna be leaving their parents' homes. I heard you talking about your 18-year-old son. These are we should be empowering some of these young men to make some of these decisions, because they're soon making these decisions on their own anyway. And the team, so we called down a team meeting, and the boys, first we started talking about it, and I had a kid, Carter Gill, stand up, and he says, Coach, we didn't come here to win today on a Sunday to get to the finals and then have no bullets left in the chamber for tomorrow.
Come on.
And let's either lose today and we go home, or we win today and we win the whole thing tomorrow. And I'm gonna tell you, I got like chills. It felt like a movie scene almost, you know. And so then the boys voted on it, and it was a 13-1 vote for Cole Haddock to pitch. And that kid came out that day, and he loaded the bases right away, no outs.
Wow.
And gets out of it with only 1 run given up.
Okay.
Second inning comes, he loads the bases again with no outs, and then he finally starts to find it, and he blows away the next 3 batters, and then the kid just starts mowing down these kids like he was going through like a knife through warm butter. And we ended up really hammering Rhode Island. We get back to Pennsylvania the next day where we have to beat them twice, and Austin, true to his word, twirls a 3-hit complete game shutout against Pennsylvania. We win 2-0 in that game.
Oh no!
It was getting good.
It was. So, oh man, that's something on his end. So
That's all right. I mean, I'm gonna say we're gonna get Coach back on in just a minute. You know, I think that's really cool. I'm sitting here picturing that.
That conversation. That's
you know, and it's like there's only one thing left to do. Go win the whole thing.
It's funny. The kid Carter Gill he's talking about also plays basketball. So I've known Carter since he was in like 5th grade, and I don't think I've ever heard him speak. So for the fact that he's the one who stood up is pretty cool.
Right. Wow.
I mean, it's you take athletes on different areas, whether it's on a court, on a field. Sometimes they feel more comfortable in certain, certain settings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just think about it, and we'll get Coach back on.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. But I think the thing is, the fact that the way those kids kind of like spoke up.
Yeah.
But he deserves credit too.
Absolutely.
The coach.
Yeah.
Because. And I want to address it to you because you've been doing your thing for a very long time, and congratulations again. I mean, we celebrated you, but congratulations again on your appointment, varsity coach and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like, how critical is it for the coach to be able to, of course, have an ego to say, "Listen, I'm driving the bus. You guys gotta follow me." Okay, but then also be humble enough to say, I can listen to the passengers too.
I think it's critical that you do both. And my thing has always been in practice. In practice, this is a dictatorship.
Right.
We're going to run things this way. We're going to do everything this way. Blah blah blah. Now, when we get into the game, and there's a critical point in the game. And maybe to a fault, a lot of times I go, all right, what are we going to do? What play do you guys want to run? Because now, if it doesn't really, at that point in the game, it doesn't really matter what play you're running. They have to be comfortable executing it, and they have to feel good about what's about to happen.
Right.
So, or I'll be like, all right, do you guys want to play stay man or go zone?
Right.
And they'll say, no, stay man. Okay, I'm good. I'm good either way.
Right.
So, that way, I think when they have that accountability, when they have that voice,
yeah, that's the main thing.
And it also gives them that. I'm guessing in like what Coach was just describing before he got cut off, they were like, all right, we can't lose this game.
Bottom line,
because this is on us.
Right.
It's not his decision; it's our decision. So we got it. So then you come with a little more, or when you say, listen, a lot of times, all right, we're going to switch. You can't guard. No, I got him.
Right.
Now that guy's going to step up more. Like, okay, go ahead.
Right.
So, when players have that extra voice and that accountability, I think it only helps.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree, and I think that for them to, have that insight though, like what I'm saying, it's like an insight to say, hey, listen, you know what, we're gonna get today done, but we're also looking towards the future. Yeah. So it's like they didn't panic to say, oh, let's do everything. You know what I'm saying? It was a balance they had. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. I just love when the athlete and the coach relationship is so harmonious. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is just, it's like music. You know what I'm saying? It's like music.
Well, we were able to get Coach back on. Coach, you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, yeah, all right. So I know what you were saying. We're sitting here, getting built up here with the run. So pick up back where you left off. I know you talked about Austin Haney throwing the complete game, said 3-hitter, I believe.
Yeah, 3-hit complete game shutout against Pennsylvania, and then game 2, is a winner take all. And that same young man who went to the ER, Andrew Bechtel, he walked it off extra innings on a double that he hit over the left field head. Win the game. So it was a tremendous win, I'm sure, for that young man. Sending a team to the World Series like that, especially 2 days after being in the ER. And
sure.
So it was really impressive. The kid's an absolute warrior. Probably the best defensive shortstop that I've ever coached and maybe even ever played with.
Wow.
And that was it. I mean, and then we get to the World Series, and if you guys want to hear some of the World Series stuff, I mean, that was an amazing run as well.
Now I gotta ask before you get into the games, like when you go, first of all, where with the World Series, like it's a whole different vibe, and I always see the uniform changes and everything, do all that. Like, to walk us through all that, because like even when I'm watching like the Little League World Series, for example, those uniforms they're wearing on TV were not the ones they started out with.
No, not at all. So there's so we fly in on I think it was on a Wednesday, and we they do a fitting that night for us. They supply us the entire uniform, top to bottom, and the kids have to basically get fitted for it, and then we turn in the stuff every single night, the uniforms, because they end up pressure washing everything because they want us to be completely white pants on TV and all that stuff to start the game. So it was interesting. They gave us a host family that kind of helps us navigate the entire area and helps us give us rides, make sure that we get fed. Let's see, we had and then they give the kids, and the kids were looking forward to this because as you guys know, with the 12U stuff, with the Williamsport Little League World Series, the kids all get like swag bags. They get new bats and helmets and spikes and all kinds of stuff, and our kids got some of that stuff too, so that was kind of cool. We're all in the same hotel, so there's 12 teams in one hotel. 6 of them are international, 6 of them are from the United States. And then you
guys, not to cut you, Coach, you guys are in. Where are you guys at? I don't even know where.
Easily, South Carolina.
Oh, you down south? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful complex. There's it's a covered cages, 4 fields, 1 field that has like a legitimate like jumbotron type thing or whatever you call it. ESPN, ESPN's all over there with the cameras, and they're telling us what to do because of the TV. So, for example, we can't take the field right away during innings. At one point, they have me interviewed at the end of an inning, kind of tell them like what my thoughts are on in-game strategy, I guess, stuff like that.
Right.
So a lot of it was pretty cool.
Wow.
I got interviewed the night before each game, so that way they could have some tidbits to talk about with the kids and our team, and a little bit of Cherry Hill history with the baseball programs. So it's kind of
that's really good.
Yeah. I mean, and even for you, like I said, just taking over that role, it's like you didn't expect it to get to that, and all of a sudden you're sitting there getting interviewed on ESPN.
Sure, that's it. I know I keep using the same word, surreal, but it was like kind of a wild ride. Like you're like, wow, this is this is probably only a fraction of what real major leaguers and real organizations have to do, obviously, but this is kind of it,
Right.
So how did the World Series play out?
So we got lucky a little bit. The East had a bye, and that's just a random draw. Like next year East will not have a bye.
Okay.
And so we had the winner of Southwest and West, which was Texas and Hawaii, and we were well aware that Hawaii is a power program. That particular Hawaii program has been to the Senior League World Series 6 years in a row, and this particular team also won the Little League World Series. So the Williamsport won. So we knew this was going to be a good team. And we came out and played a solid baseball game against Hawaii. And and they had their number 2 pitcher on the mound. Apparently, their number 1 wasn't available, and we played my brand of baseball, and we really wore out their pitching staff and played solid defense, and we won game 1 6-1, which really put us in the driver's seat. Partially put us, obviously kept us in the winners bracket, but it forced Hawaii, which I thought was going to be our primary competition, into the losers bracket early, meaning that they'd have to play a lot of games to get back to us. And that strategy ultimately ended up paying off because we ended up playing Hawaii again in the United States Championship, and we did face their number 1 pitcher this time, and we worked him the same way we worked their number 2. We made him throw 88 pitches in the first 3 innings. And my teams have a way of wearing out guys. I got the guy who broadcasted the games. I woke up the next day after the first Hawaii game, and he's me. I've never seen 15 and 16-year-olds grind out pitchers and at bats the way your boys do. And I'm gonna tell you that's music to my ears, because that's something that I really preach to my freshman team and to our Cherry Hill program about the importance of grinding out these at bats, really working deep into counts and wearing out kids' pitch counts.
And so you're more of an old school coach, like with that, wear the pitcher out. Yeah. Sounds like you do small ball.
Funny is that actually I do the small ball, but I don't do it quite as much as a lot of our local coaches do, especially at the varsity level. I do think that the outs that we have are precious, and I'm not willing to spend them just so I can get 1 run, especially early in games. I see a lot of teams bunting early in games, get themselves 1 run, get them on top right away. I'm not actually for that. I will start bunting usually around innings 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that part, because I want to win the game at that point. But I'm still looking for 2, 3, 4 runs, and I'm not going to take the bat out of some of my best hitters' hands early in a game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So what you're teaching them how to see the pitch, how to kind of like just it's about their vision of how they see the pitch, right? That's how you grind it out, pretty much, right?
It's actually a pretty good observation on that. We talk about counts. So if you have a 0-0 count, first pitch of the at bat, you should really only be looking in one spot for where you want to hit the baseball, and that's something middle in. You want to find something that you can drive.
Okay.
Balls on the outside half of the plate. A lot of young men will still roll over on, and you hit a weak ground ball to the second baseman, shortstop, or the pitcher. So I really want to teach kids to hit middle in fastballs, and if they spin on a first pitch, or a pitch with no strikes at all, they see spin on that ball, I want them spitting on that, because really you're feeding into what the pitcher wants you to do rather than what you want to do, and we go from there. So like to me, a 1-0 count, that might sound like, hey, we should be hitting middle in fastballs again. But often my guys have a take sign on that, because now I've automatically gotten the pitcher to minimum of 3 pitches in this at bat.
Gotcha.
So that's some of my philosophy. Now, like any good coach, you want to change that kind of stuff up depending on situations. So if I have my cleanup hitter up, and I got men on second and third, we're not taking at that point. He's looking to drive the baseball.
Right, he's being aggressive. I got
exactly. You. So again, it's not something that I say, hey, this is how we do things. That's the only way we're going to do things. No, obviously it's baseball situations, and we want to change that out. But for the most part, my system of doing it worked.
Good stuff.
So now you were saying you saw the Hawaii team in the U.S. Championship, and kind of just play us out through that.
So the U.S. Championship, we had to beat the host team to get there, and that was a walk-off. It was a much tougher team than you'd think from a team that gets an automatic bid into the World Series. They had a D1 pitcher on their team, and they had they draw from 11 high schools down in South Carolina. So it was a hard team to beat. But we end up getting to the U.S. Championship against Hawaii. They have their ace, 88 pitches. We wear him out. They go up on us 2-1, and you could feel our fan base, because there was a lot of people that came down for the U.S. Championship from New Jersey. That was super special, but you could feel the nervousness, the anxiety a little bit. that, okay, we're down 2-1. Austin was on the mound. They had a much different game plan for Austin this time than they did in game one. Austin threw exactly 95 pitches in game one and threw a complete game 6-1 win. And Austin came back for the championship game, and they were taking more pitches, and they were back on his changeup and letting it travel a little bit and going the other way with it. So they clearly had a much better game for Austin this time around. But he gutted through, and he kept, he basically kept changing up his pitches. Where when they start sitting change up, he'd hit them with that, that 80-mile-an-hour fastball. And he worked his way through, and then, like I said, we broke their pitching staff because after the number one pitch was done, it looked like they were tapped out, and you could feel it. You could see the slumping in their shoulders. And later, the Hawaii coach told me, he said, "We've never been mercy ruled ever," and we did that to them in the U.S. Championship, 12-2. It was a little anticlimactic considering our journey. But at the same time, a U.S. championship still has a nice ring to it, right?
Absolutely. So then it was a particular inning, though, because you're saying that you were down 2-1, and then you guys mercied them 12-2. That means y'all had a heck of an inning.
We as I said, in that third inning, we really wore him out, and we ended up scoring, I think, 4 or 5 in that inning to go back up 6-2. And then the next inning, the fourth inning, they had to bring in another pitcher because, again, that first pitcher was just out of pitches, and we worked him the same way. We didn't change our battle strategy, even though we were up 6-2, and we just went to work. We drew some walks again, and then you get the big hits, and then and then another big hit, and all of a sudden now you're up 10-2. And in the bottom of the fifth, we finished off with 2 runs. Got another walk off to win it 12-2. Like I said, a little anticlimactic, but sometimes that's the way it works, and sometimes you get the walk-offs and the anxiety ridden.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I love baseball, and I love the Yankees. But I'll be honest with you. I played a little bit when I was younger, but I just learned a whole lot about baseball right now. I really did. I'm serious. Like I always thought I could be a good pitcher because, like, when I played, and we played stickball, we played wiffle ball, I always pitched, and I pitched well. Until that one time, Mr. McKnight hit me, and it was my welcome to manhood moment, and I don't think I wanted to pitch no more. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like even the pitcher, because you said that Austin, he saw that. They were like sitting on his changeup, right? So that means that pitcher has to have that perspective or know how that batter is going to stand to try to hit my pitch. So now I'm gonna switch you up now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of analysis and strategy that I probably it's almost like mind games, which I feel like, unfortunately, when I could probably excel in those type of things, unfortunately. But that's what it feels like, though.
We did the similar to several points in response. One, you're a Yankees fan, and I'll tell you, I modeled the way we approach the plate is after those 96 to 98 New York Yankees.
Yo, listen, I'm having a reaction. I don't mean to cut you. I wanted to say it. I say, listen, he's coaching like Joe Torre. On everything I love, I wanted to say that. But I was like, wait a minute, you know what? Is he a Philly proximity guy? Does he love the Phillies? I didn't know.
I love the Phillies, but my grandmother's actually, my father's side of the family is from North Jersey and the Bronx. So I got my Yankees plenty time in.
No doubt.
Remind me to come back to that.
Yeah, Coach. What do you have anything?
So explain to me how the pitch count works. Like how much can a pitcher pitch? Like how does that work?
So in this particular variation for baseball with the Senior League World Series, and since it's run through Little League, the max pitch is 95 pitches. And if a pitcher pitches 76 or more, they have to rest for four full calendar days. So if you pitch on a Sunday, you wouldn't be good until Friday. And then there's other pitch limits in there. So if you go like less than 30, you can come back the next day. If you go 31 to 45, you need a full day rest, and so forth. I mean, it goes on 2 days, 3 days. High school has similar rules. They have I think their limit is 105. And these things were built in for safety reasons. You know,
Absolutely.
because when I was a kid, I probably threw 140, 150 pitches in a given day. And thank goodness they don't do that now. So it becomes part of the strategy that you have to use because you know that teams have finite resources. I talk about this with our varsity coach all the time. Is if we're playing a small school, when we draw, like let's say we played a team like Heightstown this past year, and they're a Group 1, Group 2 school. How many pitchers do you really think they have? You know, and so you know, if they're pitching a guy who's pretty decent, let's say, you know, he might be number 2 or their number 3. Well, the reason they can't throw their number 1 or number 2 is probably because they've already been used that week, or they want to use them for a division or something like that. Let's see what they have after this kid, and how you beat teams. And you know, you want to make sure that you're walking away from a Group 1 or Group 2 school with a win. You know, that should be an automatic win for a school the size of mine. And I feel the same way about the Little League baseball.
Good points.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got to ask, I saw that, you know, upon returning home, like you got the royal treatment. They had the fire department out there, everyone greeting you at Cherry Hill East. But what did you guys get for winning that? I know you got the banner. Did the kids get a ring, a medal? How does that work?
So Little League did give us, they gave us a plaque that was as a World Series participant. The leagues are giving us banners because, interesting enough, Little League does not give the U.S. champion a banner, even though, so I kind of felt a little put out by that because we're going again, and, you know, for the World Championship, which was the next day against Curacao. We're playing against a team that they can't really monitor. And you know, my boys kind of looked up some of those kids. 5 of the kids are looking at possibly getting international pool money. Oh,
wow.
And the Curacao as a team is based out of a baseball academy. So essentially you're getting kids who it's a legitimate entire country playing for one little league because they get selected for it. You know, at least that's how I kind of imagine it because there's no other little leagues in Curacao. And they were sizable. They were a good team, and they came out. They bashed us pretty bad right off the bat. We got curb stomped, and I think we could have done better, and I think we could have competed. But I'm not so sure that even at the end of the day, even if I had Austin Haney pitching that game, that we could have beaten Curacao. Love my boys. But that was a team that just physically was going to overmatch us. And with 5 kids who might play, you know, some kind of professional baseball, I didn't expect them to.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, we got banners. We got, you know, when we went to regionals, they gave us a trophy. They did give us medals. They give us like these pins of like, you know, so it's kind of a cool memento. But the cool stuff is really when we got home. We get brought in by the police, you know, police escort all the way back from the high school from the highway, which the kids were like, you know, this is pretty wild. This is pretty cool. You know, a lot of people there waiting for us. We had the senior council member. We had some of the people from the Board of Education were there, and we're going on Monday and then following Tuesday to get like a ceremony from the mayor's office and the Board of Education again. The real cool thing, I think, for the boys, because, you know, I really preached this to them along the way, especially once we got to states, was the immortality part of the whole thing. Meaning that, you know, when other kids go to the Cherry Hill Atlantic or Cherry Hill American complexes, they're going to be able to see those kids' names up there forever. And we're going to be repainting one of the sheds, part red, part purple, to represent both Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West, and each kid's name is going to be on the shed forever with 2023 U.S. champions on it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and one of the other things that I've asked Cherry Hill Atlantic to do is they're going to do a sign that basically is the United States of America. And all the kids are going to be on that, and that'll hang at the complex as well, and as well as the banners that are going to get flown above the field. So it gives them a little purpose, a little, like there's a lot of little guys from Cherry Hill Atlantic, Cherry Hill American who met them while they were there. And I wanted our boys to represent that because I want them to inspire some of those younger kids because I want those kids to be able to get this same opportunity. Cherry Hill was at one time, a feared baseball powerhouse in this area. Yeah. And I don't want to say baseball's dying, but we all, you guys all probably have heard about, when you listen to it listen to Phillies games and they talk about how, representation is down from certain communities in baseball. I know like Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard have been really trying to put a lot of money into that to get inner city kids to play more baseball again. But just baseball in general, the enrollment is down. And I want to see kids get inspired to play again because it's a beautiful sport. And I'm trying to remember, you said something earlier about baseball. It was like when you were talking about your love of baseball. And I mean, baseball's dry. Baseball is about relationships. Baseball's about sharing this with your buddies. That's one of the things. Another thing that I talked to the boys about was this time, going to the Senior League World Series, being U.S. champions. They shared that with some of their best friends, same kids that they eat off their dinner tables with, that they swim in their pools, that eventually they're going to tell about their first girlfriend, or they go to the prom and they're all in the same pictures. Or I always tell them that a couple of the guys that are in my battle party were baseball players with me, and that's a much more special experience when you do it with your boys than when you're doing it with some random travel team at a pay-for-play tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in this area. I know Coach, you grew up in this area. Like, so I was playing baseball. I played, now I think it's Cal Ripken, but it was Cherry Hill Eastern Little League back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and then played for, American Legion with Post 372. Mm-hmm. So, I definitely understand.
So Cherry Hill Eastern became what's now Chaya, because that's where my son ended up playing. And that's kind of how I got my passion for baseball reinvigorated. And I coached some junior Legion for that same Legion program. So yeah, we've definitely chewed some of the same mud.
Absolutely. So,
and you're saying that Cherry Hill, was a powerhouse at one time in this area. Would it be all of New Jersey or the Philadelphia area?
I can even expand on that. It was national. Cherry Hill West was the number 4 team in the country in 1992. And Cherry Hill, if I remember correctly, cracked the top 50 in that same year. In the USA Today poll, we used to, when I was a young man, we used to get the Sunday morning or Saturday morning USA Today to see where Cherry Hill West was ranked, and then we'd get the Philadelphia Inquirer and stuff like that, and we because we were very good at the time as well, so we wanted to kind of see how we stacked up, but the Cherry Hill programs were some of the teams to beat. And listen, they're not bad programs now at all. I mean, Cherry Hill West is still a very good, program.
Yeah, Coach McMaster has a very good program.
Yes, Coach Mack is an excellent coach. Puts out a winning program every single year, and the kids love him over there too. As far as how he gets the best from them. And Coach Speller at Cherry Hill East, his first year, they went to the South Jersey Group 4 championship. And this year they made it to the Diamond Classic and made a 2-game run in the playoffs. And so there's talent in this town that a senior league team could be put together every single year. And I'm not saying every year that they go to the World Series, but every year they should be able to be in the mix at the very least sectionals and states.
Yeah, I was just saying. I mean, if you follow baseball in this area, there's so many college ball players that are going to be going to different places. A good friend of mine, his son John Young Jr.
Yep.
He's going to North Carolina. He's one of the highest ranked prospects in the country.
Yep.
So a lot of good baseball.
John was over at Chaya as well, and I know Coach John, because and he was an excellent coach as well over at Chaya. We seem to have like a lot of good players and a lot of good coaches coming through at that time. And John's a stud, and there's kids over there that support him, that are the supplemental players for him, so he doesn't have to carry all the weight. And Cherry West is going to be an excellent team next year.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, me, like I said, myself and his dad played together for years over at Eastern, so I know him well.
Good.
So I did ask you this, before you go, with baseball, and you were talking about getting the enjoyment and the popularity back up. What do you think the pitch clock has done for the game?
I think I like it. I like regular season games that are only 2 hours and 25 minutes or so. I know this starts there. Obviously Aaron Nola's not loving it, but I think some of these moves have really helped the game, and it speeds it up. And I think some kids will be are going to get a chance to watch some of these games and watch them in their entirety. I think that I don't necessarily know if that's going to help the popularity of the game, though. I think the problem with some of baseball is stuff that can't be really fixed. Is that you have 9 players, and those 9 players aren't really rotated players much the way you would have in hockey or basketball or even football to an extent. So the participation level becomes hard to sell to young men, especially in this age where we're competing against video games, other sports, your cell phone nonstop. That I don't necessarily see how baseball is going to work its way out of that.
Gotcha. All right, Coach Jay, you have anything else for Coach?
I guess my last question is, so when you're watching baseball now, Major League Baseball,
Mm-hmm.
Who are the teams that you're rooting for?
Or
what team is your special team?
I'm a Phillies fan. No doubt about it. I've always been a Phillies fan since I was a little kid. But that Yankees thing was really like, I love my grandma and I'd like to see her happy. So, but I'm a Phillies fan. I grew up on Mike Schmidt. Lot of lean years, but my senior year was the 1993 year. So very excited.
With Miss Williams. So have you been to both stadiums, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Which Wall of Fame do you enjoy more? The one at CBP or the one at Yankee Stadium?
Come on, that's not even a question.
No, it's a fair question.
No, it's not.
It's a fair question. Why wouldn't it be a fair question?
The one I enjoy more is going to be at CBP. The one that I say has more lore is going to be Yankee Stadium.
Okay, all right, no doubt. Okay,
I was going to say, even as a diehard Phillies fan, I'd rather go see the Yankees Wall of Fame.
Really? Not Richie Ashburn?
Well, no, and not Scott Rowland.
No,
so
I thought you were going to go with which one, of the Vet or CBP, and I'm like, no, the Vet was a hole.
Oh yeah,
it was, but there was something special about it.
Oh,
there was something special.
I attended many games there, and it was, and I was up in the 700 level, so it was special.
Yeah,
really. Was there any championship that derived out of the Vet? The only time y'all celebrated a championship was when Dockett went there in '83. What?
1980.
Oh, you did? Oh, right. I forgot. Right, was that Pete Rose?
Takes out Willie Will.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Pete Rose. Okay. All right. I apologize. My fault.
What about you, Coach? Anything else?
No, I just want to say congratulations. I knew a bunch of those kids on that team. You got a bunch of basketball players as well. So I coached a bunch of those guys since they were in like 5th grade. So it was cool to watch them and just see. So definitely congratulations and continued success.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you guys had me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's something else. Let's give it up for Coach, though. Bro.
Yeah. I was nervous. It's been a while since you've done that.
Yeah. No, it still comes, though, man. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, I love the interview. I can't even lie. I thought the interview was great, and I thought that, I don't know, it's just something that you could, hearing his story, I felt like I was able to kind of picture the boys kind of transforming and getting that confidence and being like, nah, we came here to win. We ain't come here to lose. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know, it resonated with me a little bit.
It did.
I just love to see. It's not even good coaching. It's transformational coaching. You know what I'm saying? Because those boys, the only thing I have to add to it, even if you don't know the kid next to you, when you get to that level and you're doing that level of winning, I do think that now that stranger has now become a brother because you guys have shared that moment. So no matter what, you guys are going to go down and yo, remember back when we was back?
Because I'm sure, because I'm sure we all have guys that we played with, teams, and you were like, remember we won X, Y, Z, or this game.
I can still talk to, I could talk to my man Lawrence. I could talk to Mike Corbett, and we could talk about, hey, listen, remember we played St. Raymond's and they was cheating, and remember we played this one, and remember when Lawrence hit the game winning verse in the St. Bonaventure tournament. Like, yo, you remember all these different moments, you know what I'm saying? Or when Chris Saligov, he kind of dissed us. We went to school with him, but he didn't want to play with us. He wouldn't play with Allie Peace instead. You know what I'm saying? How that was like, we would get on him a little bit, like, yo, you traitor, like, how you gonna play with your boys or whatever, you know what I mean? So, like, you always have those memories, you know what I'm saying? I just think, I'm just fascinated for the kids because that's a memory that they'll always have.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, bringing it together with the East players and the West players and doing all that. But it was. And, like, the involvement that the parents have and the families have is just, very, very intense. So, and I think I said it starts out as like just a local tournament, and then you just keep growing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, that's good stuff, man. So shout out to all the Cherry Hill.
Absolutely. And once again, that was Coach Christian Karkik who was with us. Go check out our interview with him. Mm-hmm. So, but
I gotta throw this out there,
sure,
because it bothers me.
Okay.
With high school sports, people not respecting Cherry Hill. What people don't understand is if Cherry Hill has 2 high schools that they pull from, I don't think there's another town around here that does that. If you combine Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West, there's not many sports that we would lose at.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that everyone always forgets.
Yeah. People sleep on how big Cherry Hill is. Yeah. Cherry Hill is huge.
And it's just, I don't know. It just bothers me.
You think they sleep on it though? I mean, I don't know. And I don't know. Anytime I go, been around playing, anytime you face a Cherry Hill squad, you're facing, they group 4. So you facing that level of expectation and talent,
But yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. But what I'm saying is, I guess Camden's the same way because they have 2. But most of the talent goes to one school.
To one school.
For a particular sport.
Right.
So maybe football. Football, they probably, if they put those 2 together, they'd be pretty. They'd be pretty crazy. Yeah. Even basketball now, they'd be even better. But anyway, I think if could you take a school like, I don't know, Washington Township?
Huge, though.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It's the same thing that Cherry Hill High School would be.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it would just be dominant.
Yeah.
And in most sports.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just we were talking about how he was talking about how, Cherry Hill used to be whatever. It
still is. What you're saying.
Well, it triggered me.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Now, but the thing is, I often say it too sometimes. Like, Cherry Hill is like, it's huge, man. You could be on one side and be like, yo, you live in Cherry Hill. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm right there. But
you're a half hour.
You're like a half hour away. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's like huge, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. I don't know. I love the area though. I can't even front. I love the area. So and the basketball has always been on point, and it's just a good thing. You know what I mean? I love Jersey. I can't even front. I love Jersey.
Oh, that was my other question.
Yeah. North, South, and Central.
By your logic,
Mm-hmm.
what baseball team should New Jersey people root for?
That's a great question.
Oh,
Just wondering.
That's a great question.
And I guess for that matter, basketball.
Look, basketball, is the Nets, right?
But they're not.
but
They're
proximity.
in Brooklyn.
No, I don't talk about proximity. That's your
No.
definition
But
of
they're in
proximity.
Brooklyn. So if I'm a new,
Oh, I know you're talking about now.
yeah, now,
Oh,
like
now.
today,
That's a good question.
and football.
It's all good questions.
So I guess hockey's the only one that we should be Devils fans.
So these are great questions, and it makes me want to kind of go into the infrastructure of why New Jersey can't keep teams, and maybe they can't keep the teams because the fan base is not dedicated to the state.
What team have we lost?
Well, you just talked about the Nets, right? Okay. Baseball. I'm not even sure. Did you have a baseball team?
Not that I know.
You had the Trenton team, right?
That's a
You
we still got it.
That's a
you
minor
still
league.
for the Yankees. So you should root for the Yankees then.
Okay, that's
What minor league team?
But Trenton,
What minor league team plays in?
no one cares. But that's irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
It's
It's
not
irrelevant.
fair to say it's
No,
irrelevant.
it's irrelevant.
It's not fair. To say.
say it again.
What minor league team plays in Jersey?
Trenton Thunder.
What?
But there's also the
For
summer.
who?
But there's
For
also.
who, though?
But there's also the
For
summer.
who? Why you don't answer the
No,
question?
because
For
now.
who?
Because
But
now
you still don't
there's
answer the
also the
question.
Somerset
For the Yankees.
Patriots.
For the Yankees.
There's also the Somerset Patriots.
For the football?
No, for minor league baseball, there's a Somerset team.
For who? Though?
I have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't care about the name of Somerset or Trent. Who's the major league team?
Well, wait a minute. No, you're saying that since they're based in Trenton, we should root for the team they're affiliated with.
I think it's the other way around. So Yankees fans should root for the Trenton Thunder. Trenton Thunder fans
They do,
don't
though.
have to root. I agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But Trenton Thunder fans. So let me ask you this question. Here's a question
Yeah, I
for
know.
you. If I live in Trenton,
Okay.
Yankees.
okay.
Somerset?
Someone says Yankees too.
So if I live in Trenton,
Look at the investment they're making into the community, though.
but what? Okay. So what about the Flyers practice right here?
Yeah.
Flyers, the Flyers. I've sat and watched the Flyers game while my daughter practices next to them. Flyers practice.
That's a great point.
What do we do?
It's a great point.
It's interesting.
But it's a great point.
It's interesting.
It is. And I feel like I could argue it a little bit just because practicing somewhere and they're not called the Voorhees Flyers. You know what I'm saying? Like this, the Trenton. We're taking ownership.
Their players.
They're just renting space. It's the same.
Their players. No, they own the building, but their players live.
Wow.
The players
It's the Flyers.
I didn't know he was doing it like that, son.
The Flyers
and
Coliseum.
the players. Most of the players pay their taxes in New Jersey.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what?
I'm just-
No, but you're slipping into that one though.
How?
Because then I'm going back to that same argument about why you should root for the Giants. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, and I didn't ask. I agree with that. No.
Okay.
I see your argument with the Giants and the Jets,
All right,
but I don't know who do
You
I.
don't say it.
But who do I root for?
For what?
The Giants or the Jets?
Yeah, I say both of them. They're in two different leagues, AFC and NFC, right? You can root for both.
I mean, you
of
could.
them.
You could.
You can root for both of them, though.
What happens when they play each other?
Yeah, it's the same thing we go through in New York with the Yankees and the Mets. It's like,
You want the Yankees to win,
I do.
Right.
I do.
but
I
you're
do.
not. I understand.
But I'm, you know what I'm saying? It's more like you know what it is? It's more like a celebration. Okay, look at my two favorite teams. You know they're playing together. Oh, look at this. That's why they created it, though. It's for the New York fan, not for the baseball fan. That Mets Yankees thing is for the New York fan, not for, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the purpose of the
I agree.
interleague, right?
I agree.
To see what things are kind of close related. Like you hear the Chicago has they have 3 teams. Damn.
3.
Yes. Right? Am I bugging on this, or it's 2?
Who's their third team?
Oh, it's 2.
There's
Cubs
2.
and
Yeah.
White Sox.
Cubs, White Sox. That's it, right? I
Yeah.
don't know why they thought 3.
No, but
So
right. You got
Los
Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Los
So, you know.
Angeles has 3. 4.
Well, California does.
California does.
California
California does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Like 4, right?
But like, yeah, in Ohio, they got a couple teams.
Cleveland,
Cincinnati. Yeah. So
nobody else, right?
No one else. Florida's got Tampa Bay and Miami.
Miami Marlins, Tampa Bay. Yeah. So I don't know. You know what I mean? But
you're all right. I mean, that was created for that.
It's great for that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's for the fan experience. My thing is, you know, it's just like when I shared it on Facebook. I know you guys don't respond to me, you know what I'm saying? But
I'll start responding when everything is in the shot. When everything's a shot, there's no point.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just like that was
Listen, I like Coach Bird's response.
Right, when he said something about what did he say? He said,
"Oh, I do rock my proximity team," or
yeah, right.
And it was the Phillies,
Sixers,
yeah, the Sixers.
You know what I mean? But y'all didn't watch none. Y'all didn't root for none of those Nets teams back then. Never, not even a Jason Kidd.
I don't
era.
like Jason Kidd.
So that was about the era.
I don't like Jason Kidd.
Wow. Okay, so then
it was like, oh wow.
I was reading another day where there was that Miami team had talks of bringing Jason Kidd onto that team.
Really?
When LeBron won the ring, and then you know, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that that Nets team was crazy. That Nets team.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna root for the Nets. I'm not a Nets fan.
That's understandable. That's all right. I mean, listen, that's going to be a forever.
Speaking of, did you see? I'm sure you did. Where they said that they're stopping pursuing the trade of James Harden.
Yeah, but did you just see that? Right, James Harden.
No,
I
said I'm not playing for the
Sixers.
Did he? When? Whoa!
Today.
This was just a couple. Yeah, it's like right before he came up.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he said he's not playing.
Well, I mean that doesn't surprise me. I mean, when that was the thing, because that was the Sixers basically saying like, you're going to have to just do what you got to do. But I knew it wasn't going to work out. Well, I didn't even see what he said.
I did not want him.
I don't know if it's like an official thing he just said.
Adrian Wojnarowski reported,
"I'm not playing for the Sixers."
Part of me says sometimes he's just blowing smoke a little bit. I mean, you know what? Because I'm like, yo, how you cool with these cats, and then. I mean, what do you think about that? Like when you cool with people and then you act like this. Like let's say you was to come to let's say you did do like the Ben Simmons. Like cats still could bang with you? Like I couldn't.
The NBA is different, man. Like these guys, I don't know why. Like I don't know how. I don't like these guys. Even like a LeBron, right? When he's like, "Oh, we got to make some trades. We got to get rid of some of these guys."
Right.
But then nothing happens, and they just keep playing. Like,
right. Like, didn't you just want to get rid of me?
You wanted to get rid of me. Like, don't.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how it happens, man. But like, they do it. I guess because they have to. Like,
I mean, you think about it. Like now, if James does come back, and Joel's like, "Well, you don't want to be here. Like, you're not going to give me anything."
Right, because it's almost like is he really going to play? Is he really going to be
right?
Engaged or whatever. I don't know. I you know what I'm saying?
Because you got engaged version of James Harden, and it still was not good enough. Imagine what you're going to get if he's not engaged.
Yeah, I don't know. I never wanted him. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted him, and this is what hurts because I never wanted him. Of course you root for him because you're like, okay, well, when you're here, let's see what we could do or whatever the case may be. But I promise you, I never wanted him.
No, I believe
I never wanted him because it's the character. People, you can't escape character, yo. You can't escape it. You try to, you can't. And he's mad. I mean, of course, he wants a max contract. But of course, we're like, well, listen, don't give him no max contract.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you knew you couldn't forecast that. And that's the problem. See, now that's different than how those kids were. The kids had more foresight on the Cherry Hill team than maybe, say, Daryl Morey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew that he was going to want a long-term thing. You probably even told him, like, yo, just come. We got you. I'm your boy. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that. I think Morey, I don't think he wanted him to opt in.
Right.
Like, I think like once they couldn't sign him for the 2 years, whatever it was, I think Morey was like, all right, well, we're just done with him now. Let's go try to get somebody else. And then when he opted in, it was like, oh shit. I think that's what hit them.
Well, he had to opt because nobody else was going to get no bread.
But then it's like, okay, you chose to opt in because nobody else is giving you anything.
Right.
Like, at some point, don't you have to have that as a human being, that realization, like, oh, I can't get anything else.
Right.
You would think.
Or Like, I'll give you an example. Like, there was a period of time before I came to where you're at, when we came together, at the best job in America.
Great job.
Best jobs.
Great job.
If not the best job in America. I had lost like 2-3 jobs in a row, bro. I had to take a look at myself. The first time I'm like, yo, it's them. The second time, it's them. But I'm on the fence straddling like, is it me? Could it be me? Maybe. Third time, I'm like, yeah, I gotta look at myself. You know what I'm saying? What am I doing wrong? How am I coming across? Whatever the case may be. So now, go back to James Harden. See, that's the thing. When you're making this kind of money, you're able to do whatever you want to do. Your ego is crazy.
Yeah.
So that helps. That's going to take away your accountability. Like, did you ever think like, maybe nobody wants you because, like, you there's something changed about you, or you're not doing what you used to do, or people starting to realize like you could hide behind certain things, but eventually those things come out. And that thing that came out is that in big moments, you come up very small. That's the truth.
Agreed. I don't think that's what came out, though. I think what came out is this is the third team you're trying to leave in 3 years.
Okay.
Like, we're not investing in you.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna invest. If you can get here on this cool 1-year deal, and we don't have to give up a lot, all right.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna invest in you because that in next year you're gonna be trying to get back to Houston, and then the year after that you're gonna be trying to get back to Houston.
But I totally agree with that. But let me add, though, if I can, and actually let me know if you think it's fair. If he was still playing at like LeBron James level, would that matter though? They would want to be gone. They would want to throw out money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course, yes. He's definitely on the decline. There's no question.
And that's why I don't think he's ready to.
Okay,
right.
I got you.
I think that's the problem.
I mean, if he was still,
it's like the AI thing. Like AI would have been in the league, and AI would be coaching. I think AI should be coaching somewhere. AI should be doing these things. But I think towards the end, it's like he couldn't like handle like the adjustment. You know what I'm saying?
And he still plays at a high level. Like he was, 20-11 this year or something? Like,
yeah, he does.
I mean, like he had good numbers, but he's just not the same as he was.
Right.
So now, like, what team needs that? There's not many.
And you also don't know which version you're getting every night.
There's not many teams that need a guy who's going to dominate the ball.
That's the thing right there.
Dominate the ball. And score 20 points a game. If you're going to dominate the ball, you got to be in the 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point. That's a great point. I don't know. I just hope my team gets it together. Listen, training camp's coming up soon, and I'm excited for basketball. And we got to see something. All the signs is saying about Tyrese Maxey. So hopefully, you know what I mean, he's improving on his game and whatever like that. But I know we got to go soon. I do want to, and I'm jumping, you know what I'm saying, so please forgive me. I do want to go about these Phillies, though.
Okay.
Talk about them.
All right.
So they on the win streak?
They lost last night.
Yeah, okay.
But
before that was like, 7 in a row, something like that?
Yeah, I think they were 9 out of 12 or something.
Okay. So I kind of want to get into, I do feel like, but first and foremost, I'm going back to school. I made that decision.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm going back to school in January. I'm going to pursue a doctorate. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to somehow figure out how I can do like a thesis or an analysis on the Philly fan at some point. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to freak it.
Go ahead.
You don't think it's impossible?
I think it's impossible.
You think it's impossible? But
because there's no rationale to it.
Okay. So
there is not. Yeah, there's no consistency. There's no.
No, but. And I'm not trying to get on you.
That's okay.
But this is what we do.
Listen, I've known you for long enough.
Right. This is what we do.
It's all in good fun.
The Trey Turner.
Right. The ovation.
The polar opposites of emotions that you go through.
Listen, I admit I was wrong.
Right. But why did you have to even... Like, why'd you even go there to just like chop him down at his lowest point?
Listen.
And then now he has a little success, and now he's back in good. He's back. No. He's back in good gracious until the next slump, and it'll be, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? It's almost fair weather to me. It's a little fair weather.
Listen,
and I think that's the issue.
But my thing was, I didn't find any need for the ovation. I was not a fan of it at first. I was like, he just needs to perform. This was like an old school, hard Neanderthal thinking.
No, I don't think it's Neanderthal. I think it's you come with the tough love.
Yeah, but
I get it. But
and that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna support you.
You were happy as I don't know what when he came.
Yeah, but also we didn't get anywhere near the version that we were supposed to be getting. Now, I mean, same thing can be said for Nick Castellanos.
And that's my point. We just went through the same thing last year. Castellanos struggled all last year. Then towards the end of the season or the playoffs, he was solid, okay. And then this year he's an all-star.
Yeah,
so like
he's got 20 homers.
Like we just went through it. Like what? Like I don't understand. Like, he's not playing well. He's not playing well. Yes, he's not playing well. He's not playing well. Yes, he's not playing well. He's not playing well. He's not playing well. Do I think he's going to do this for the next 10 years of his contract? I don't.
Right.
No, I didn't.
So, let's just relax.
Right. But you went in on him, though. You went in. You went in. Is that fair to say?
No, I did. I did because he deserved it. And you know what?
Damn.
Like, but here, and I guess this is my thing with the Philly fan. and I'm a Philly fan, but I think I'm a rational Philly fan. I think
I'm irrational.
A Philly fan, not Phillies.
No, I'm a Phillies fan.
Don't you?
Just two different.
Okay, all right. My fault.
So, like, Trey Turner's playing bad, right? And we're in the wild card position, right? So instead of having the mindset of, if this guy can just figure it out, we're going to be straight.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, get him out of there. Like, what do you mean?
Listen,
why did we get him here?
Like, let him figure it out.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen, I know that in that Miami, after he booted those balls in Miami, I was like, that's it. I don't want to see him in this lineup. But I knew you couldn't pull him out, though. But people are saying pull him out.
I mean, I think I was like, if they would have gave him a day off, gave him a series off, I'd have been like this.
Recalibrate.
Okay, cool. But like, we can't like. We should have never signed this guy. Like,
but now the funny thing is, it's like I didn't agree with the ovation. It was old school thinking of like, no, just get out there and play ball, do what you were paid to do.
But maybe that's the transition that needs to happen,
right? And then
like, more encouragement than chastisement.
Did you hear what Ken Rosenthal said?
No.
It was something. I don't know if he said it or somebody said it to him.
Oh, I want to hear. What did he?
Well, he's like Philly fans are getting soft.
Yeah.
With the ovation of Trey Turner. He wasn't saying it negative. He goes, maybe if you guys had softened up, you'd have 5 or 6 more championships.
If you had softened up.
Earlier.
Yo, serious though.
No, and then people are talking now about like Aaron Nola. He's struggling. Get out there and give him an ovation.
I actually think that you've been a little hard. You've been riding Aaron Nola.
Listen, they both suck this year. Nola, Wheeler, they have not performed.
It's a lot of pause moments too. I'm on my Cameron thing, man. It's a lot of pause moments. But it's all good. But I think encouragement works more than
you get get like more bees with honey than you do.
Yeah, but see that's like what's that doing for him?
Right.
That's my thing. What's it doing for him?
You're right. And he said when that happened, it made him feel great. And then, of course, he
started responding.
He did.
Who doesn't respond? How do you respond? Do you respond this way that you deliver it to these players? Would you respond that way? How would you respond?
No, you're right. If I go into a stadium and I know everyone's against me, then I'm like already going in with it, every strike, every out is magnified. Right. But if I go in and I get cheered on regardless, like, hey, come on.
Right.
Even when I played, I guess, you look back on it and I was wrong. But if I was in a drought when your teammates were up, like rooting for you to get a hit, that did motivate you to perform. And usually you got out of it.
And that's where I think that, like today's athlete, and maybe we could talk about that in another episode, is today's athlete stronger or weaker?
Well,
mentally?
I think that has a whole mental health piece of it.
But that's because you're breaking it down, saying mentally, physically, you're breaking it down by components. Physically, stronger. Mentally, I think they're weaker.
I agree
100%.
See, because back in the day, you're taught, I don't care. And maybe it's the way of the world. I think the world and society plays a part in that.
There's no question.
Definitely
Because we're more sensitive now.
Mm-hmm.
Back then it's like, oh no, back then it's like, oh, you could go into, I was watching last night, The Winning Time. You got to watch that. It's a decent show. Okay, with Magic Johnson on HBO Max, right?
Oh yeah, I wanted to check that out.
And they had beat Boston, and they ran from the court to the bus. That's how that hatred was. From the court to the bus. They was getting things thrown on them, this and that. And then the fans came and surrounded the bus. Was ready to go crazy, whatever. And they just had to have that mentality like, yeah, y'all just mad. Y'all just mad. Instead of being like, why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing it? This is not right. This is not right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mental toughness or whatever.
I agree.
think, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to bring that up though, because you know what I'm saying? I know it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You love the Phillies.
Yes. But I knew the errors of my ways.
It's good.
I mean, I was wrong. I was all wrong.
It's good.
I did want to ask you about the pin that you got here now on the Yankees hat, the Jackie Robinson pin. When did you get that?
Oh, I buy a new Yankee hat every year.
Oh, okay.
And this was the one they had. And
I like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me this one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was nothing, like, oh, because of Jackie Robinson. I mean, I was just like, yo, it kind of looks cool.
No,
whatever,
it does. One other thing I want to bring up. Would you ever sit in line for a jersey release? At
this stage?
At this stage.
Only for the WNBA?
Yo, never mind. I'm not gonna get it.
I mean, because I was just looking at was it a week or two ago when they had the Kelly Green release? People were out 5 a.m., 3 a.m. to get their jerseys.
That goes back to the Philly fan thing. Like, they're just not rational.
And then I'm sitting there and I was at the store yesterday and I'm like,
Oh, waiting for that. Did you get one?
No, I'm not. I'm not paying $130.
Oh, okay.
He got number 11, but he took Brown off the back and put Wentz.
I know. It's funny. They were talking about that in the store yesterday. And then when I was out last night, there was a guy who had a jersey on who had done that. Mm-hmm. And he like right over the Wentz, he put Brown. So
I'm saying you did the opposite.
Yeah, I just
right.
I was like, no, he's back.
Yeah.
So did you see the picture of him? He was
crazy.
He was in an Eagles helmet.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. He's doing it to be funny.
Yeah,
he was. So
yeah.
But anyway.
But what was the angle for him? Like I think it's hilarious because we're like, oh wow, look.
I mean, I just think he was being funny. I just think
3 spots and you didn't get it done.
I just think he was being funny.
You know what I'm saying? But what from his point?
He's probably trying to say
he's got to bring.
I'm seeing the error of my ways.
Okay,
I think it might have been too because now he's got no.
Okay,
I messed
because he's got nothing now and he's not even in the league.
Nobody wants him.
No, so
I think that's what he's trying to say. I've matured. I see how I was.
Sign me.
I see how I was a joke. Give me a chance.
So
but that goes back to my Philly stuff too. I mean, like that was really where I thought in the recent memories the highlight of the Philly diagnosis.
Well, maybe we guess that could be part of the.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all really thought he was something special.
We did.
You did too.
Yeah, I did.
You thought he was something special, and it's all good.
But now I think Jalen Hurts is something special.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I can't wait for this. Yeah. I can't wait for football.
We'll get into it. Right. But either way, Coach, final thought?
I'll give you a WNBA final thought.
Okay.
We have the Aces and the New York Liberty sitting at the top of the league. They have 2 more games left this season. Gonna be fun to watch.
When do they play?
I don't know the dates. I know they have 2 more games left this season.
Who's the Aces?
Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas.
They're the ones there.
Is that the one? That's not Brittany though.
No.
It's not Grindr, right?
No, she's in Phoenix.
She's in Phoenix. Okay. Yeah. I was watching it last weekend though with my uncle and them. Shout out to my uncle too. He's really into it too. Like he be knowing, you know what I'm saying, Emma and Janet. They be knowing the whole situation. I was like, wow, I don't know none of these people. You know what I'm saying? I knew Brittany Griner, but she's like you could tell that she's still, you know, you got to, when you go through that ordeal, you still, you know what I
Well,
mean?
she just had to step away recently.
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, because she was going through it.
Like, how long? Like, within the last week or so?
That's a couple weeks, yeah. I think she took like a week off or something like
You
that.
could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell something is a little off.
Yeah, she said I have to take it.
Yeah,
some time away.
because that's, you know, and plus she's not, you know, it's different. Like it's almost like you're coming back from injury.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know what I mean? So, you know, but shout out to her for continue to grind and whatever like that. Shout out to just all the people in sports too. I think sports brings it brings people together, and we need more of that. I think, you know, with some of the recent things going on, you know, in America and stuff like that. It's funny, I was just in Montgomery. And now you had this situation, you know. In fact, Cash was laughing at me. They, you know, little small little jokes here and there. You know what I'm saying? Because Montgomery's really no place to like go, like, or like a vacation destination. But now Montgomery is on the map, though. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's been on the map, you know what I'm saying? So it's just unfortunate that, you know, we still got to deal with stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. So, but I guess I'll go into my final thought. You didn't even ask me. I'm just going into it.
Go ahead.
August, Coach said it first. August means back to school, pretty much. So, gearing up for school and, you know, just trying to finish this last little summer out strong. You know what I'm saying? Before the winter comes. It is time to get back to learning, though. I'm ready to get back a little bit.
It's good stuff. We're going to be looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
And your breakdown of the Philly fan.
I just think it's like, I mean, really, all I do is just observe you. It's not a disrespect to you, but I mean, it's like, because when I worked with you and they lost, you would be really upset.
I was a different man then, obviously. Now it doesn't impact me the same way.
When your birthday tomorrow?
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah. Your birthday's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, good memory.
So, and then what are you, 38?
I'll be 38.
38, right? So, yeah, I guess so. But, like, you used to be really upset.
You're right.
I mean, you're upset. And you know what I would say? I'd lean over the little cubby hole. I said, all you got to do, see, y'all are losing because it's karma because you're not playing Tebow. See, Tebow was your answer back then. You didn't play him. You played Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
So,
you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. Thoughts. Yeah.
I mean, I could say the same thing. You know, I got the birthday tomorrow. You know, thankful to be. Hopefully, see that birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro!
Thank you.
I remember going to your one of your party back in the day, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't like to bring that up.
Oh,
but
it was a good party though. It was good celebrating with you, man.
It was.
Okay.
So
I'll wipe it from my memory banks now. Oh my God.
So
yeah.
No, like I said, just it's like it's funny that when your birthday comes now, you're like, Bria was like, oh, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'm good. I just live the day, as is. Like, I don't go crazy or anything, just thankful to be around, maybe eat something good, but that's it.
We're as men, we're so humble, especially when we get older. Because really, we do secretly want stuff, but it's like, we just ration it, right?
No, I'm like,
we put it in perspective.
But also, if you want something, if you don't wait for your birthday, you just go.
I just go get it. Exactly.
That's true.
Right, and that's what it is. But
do you treat yourself to something?
I mean, if there's something I want.
No.
But I usually if I want something, it's usually I'm not going to wait till my birthday. I'm just going to go get it.
Okay.
So I will say, I always say I'm going to eat something good, like get a steak or something like that.
Oh, like you're going to splurge.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do that for my birthday, treat myself to like a steak but sometimes I'll be just as happy with a cheesesteak.
Gotcha.
Like you said, it's simple.
Simple stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very simplistic.
We are.
Yep.
And with that said, for Jay, we appreciate Coach Christian Karkik joining us from the Cherry Hill U.S. Senior League champions. And go check him out on his interview earlier in the episode. And again, continue to follow us, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we will catch you next time.